I'm Miss Seeger, and this is your Pointer Pack News.
Happy to be back. Hope you guys had a great week last week and enjoyed that extra Friday off.
Sorry, teachers. We gave y'all a break last week, but we're back with a fat episode. It's roughly minutes long.
School news, seniors, you should have your graduation packet by now. Those are due back on November 2nd. Sophomores, you have received your class ring packet. Those are due back by November 2nd as well.
Don't forget that the yearbook is on sale now. Last year they sold out, so be sure to put in an order early. They're $45 total, but we do plan to have a payment plan of $20 one semester and $25 the next. The Van Buren High School Theater Department and Pointer Pack News are partnering up this year with Trick or Treat so kids and dogs can eat. Bring a canned food item to a local food bank or a can of dog food to your local shelter. You will receive a stamp before school at a table in the Commons.
Next week will be our annual Halloween special.
Our shout out this week goes to last week's band court. Josie Ward, Anna Lee, Jasmine Rosa, Molly Kinsey, and Danielle Archer.
Noah Shipley, John Trejo, Bogey Poole, Dylan Smith, and Josh Fuentes. Our VBHS band court king and queen are Danielle Archer and Josh Fuentes.
This is Brandon Miller with more Pointer Pack News and Weather. Hope you're having a great Friday out there. Good luck to the Pointers tonight as they head to Lake Hamilton. We're going to be seeing some scattered thunderstorms in the Lake Hamilton area tonight, so that may or may not affect the game. As we look at temperatures for the game, we should be seeing upper 60s and low 70s for kickoff. As we look at our weather for the weekend, we're going to be seeing a cold front move in, which is actually going to bring the high temperature to just 60 degrees on Saturday with some chances of rain. As we look at Sunday, we will warm up a little bit with high temperatures in the low 70s, but we are still not going to be seeing much sunshine. All you cold weather fans are going to be enjoying next week because high temperatures are going to be remaining in the 50s for most of the week, with low temperatures by the end of the week in the upper 30s. So it might be time to bring out those parkas. And this is really not going to be a good week next week to hit up a park, unfortunately. Maybe hit up some hot chocolate. As we head out to the tropics for the world weather picture, Hurricane Epsilon will brush the Bermuda, and this hurricane will mark the 11th of the season. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Go Pointers.
I'm Tanner.
And I'm Sam, and this is Pointer Pack News Sports.
Last week, the 5A state tennis tournament kicked off. Also last week, cross-country ran in the VB Pointer Classic. And as always, they made us proud. Volleyball played the 13th against Alma and the 15th against Valonia.
This past Friday, our Pointers played the Little Rock Parkview Patriots at home in an absolute barn burner and lost 28-20. Tonight, our Pointers make the trip to face 6-0 Lake Hamilton. Go Dogs.
Last Saturday, Arkansas beat Ole Miss 33-21. Our defense was one of the best in the nation last weekend. We had 6 interceptions. We have no game tomorrow, but we're on the road in Texas A&M next week. Woo pig.
I'm Sam.
And as always, I'm Tanner. Now on to next week's sports with Brandon and Kyle.
This is next week's sports coverage. I'm Brandon Miller.
And I'm Kyle Rowart. Next week, cross country is going to run on Tuesday in conference at Valonia. Come support them cross-countryers.
And football plays Greenwood at home on next Friday the 30th. The theme is going to be blackout. Let's come out and beat those Bulldogs. In honor of next week's game against Greenwood, this segment has been almost as short as Caden Brown. We'll see you guys next time.
On COVID, Europe is riding the second wave, and France has declared a state emergency initiated from a 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. curfew for the bigger cities. Northern Ireland is closing its beloved pubs, other restaurants, and schools.
The UK also closed bars and pubs in heavily affected areas. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is under fire from citizens claiming his leadership has been confusing and uncertain. The Netherlands will partially lock down for at least a month.
The World Bank recently said an additional 88 million to 115 million people will fall into extreme poverty this year due to the pandemic. Why it matters? Because it marks the first uptick in extreme poverty in about 20 years.
Powerful economic growth in countries like China and India allowed hundreds of millions of people to raise their living standards over the past couple of decades. Extreme poverty is defined as living on an income of $1.90 or less a day, or $700 a year.
In the past 2 weeks, more than 500 American soldiers have died, along with scores of citizens and an unknown number of Azerbaijans in the battle over the disputed territory of Nagorno-Karabakh.
The 2020 Nobel Prize in Chemistry has been awarded to Emmanuel Carpentier and Jennifer Doudna. The two scientists have developed a process called CRISPR-Cas9, which can snip a DNA molecule like a tiny pair of scissors. You go, girls.
Audiences watched 7.46 billion hours of live stream content in Q3, according to a new report from a streaming software company, Streamlabs.
For some context, there are 876,000 hours in a century. That means roughly 8,447 centuries of content was consumed across all streaming platforms in just 3 months.
For your American news, the American restaurant Ruby Tuesday just filed for bankruptcy. The vice presidential debate was 2 weeks ago. This debate was a lot more subtle than the first presidential debate, but did anybody ever really answer a question?
The second presidential debate was supposed to be in person. Instead, it was televised. Donald Trump, NBC, and Joe Biden, ABC. For more politics, if you don't know who you're siding with, go to www.isidewith.com.
This segment concerns The Social Dilemma, a documentary on Netflix about how media is taking over society. Zuckerberg is taking over control of speech on Facebook. While Facebook still allows organic ideologies to be published, it is banning group account pages and Instagram accounts identified with the conspiracy theory QAnon and similar groups.
Facebook and Twitter decided to limit the distribution of New York Post story about Joe Biden. Facebook has long refused to be the deciding factor of what the truth is, but 2020 has shifted that.
This has been an outcry from multiple political leaders and civilians alike, calling for unacceptable, unjust behavior because, hello, it's just content censorship. It's great that we're cracking down on hate speech, but at the age of disinformation, who is right? According to the recent documentary, The Social Dilemma, fake news spreads 6 times faster than the truth. That's terrifying. If you haven't watched the documentary, please do so.
Oil production in Venezuela has slowed to its lowest level in nearly a century. Because of years of mismanagement and U.S. sanctions, only a decade ago, the country was Latin America's biggest oil producer. In 2025, solar power is expected to take over coal as the largest means of energy production, according to the International Energy Agency, the IEA, annual World Energy Outlook report.
Thanks for tuning in. Sorry the episode was a little long, we just missed giving y'all the news.
Don't forget, next week will be a Halloween special. It will be kind of spooky for a while.
Don't say any of that, Brandon. You worded it wrong.
Next week. The Parkview Patriots.
So happy to be back. I can't do it.
In the previous presidential debate.
Add spooky voices and Halloween clip art.
As we look at
That doesn't sound right though. More politics, if you don't know which side, check out
the Little Rock.
Dang. So be sure to put an order in early. Thank you.
Is that good? I'll take.
Yeah.
Starts tweaking out the neighbors.